Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dark Roast. I'm Donna Stroll, and I'm here with the always lovely and talented Rose Short with our awesome mug. And today is going to be all about building trust through your affiliate recommendations. How to be authentic and honest, and some stats on why that's so important, right? So,
Yes, it's a
yeah.
big piece.
It is. I mean, nearly 90% of people say that they need to trust a creator before they'll buy anything that they recommend. Basically, yeah. So if you're sketch, even if you only do it once, you're going to lose some traction there. So, um, yeah. So that's basically what we're going to be talking about today is, some how to do it, some actionable steps you can take, some facts and some stats that you can sort of tuck away for future reference, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think this is super important to talk about right now with everything going on with Honey and the class action that's going to come out of that. Super important that we talk about this and how to kind of backpedal if you need to with dignity.
Yeah. All right. So we all know that trust is like, the most important thing that you can have in your affiliate marketing success. I mean, maybe some people don't feel that way, but we're not talking about those people because those people suck, right? So, it's like 89%. That's what the stats and the studies have pulled out that 89% of consumers believe that trustworthiness is the most crucial point in their buying decision. And I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? You're not going to buy
Yeah.
from someone that you don't trust, and part of the way that you can do that is through transparency, right? The more transparent you are, the more confidence people can have in who you are and when you do give a recommendation, right? So, that's things like disclosing that you are an affiliate, that you're not just trying to scam them. Or if you're recommending something that you're not an affiliate for, putting that out there too. There's nothing wrong with saying, like, I make nothing off of this. I just really like this product. um, you
Mhm.
know, and then your authenticity, right? So, what is it? Like 80% of consumers trust influencer recommendations. So that's really huge. So if you're an influencer, I feel like it's really important to recognize that people are putting a lot of faith and trust in you.
Yeah.
And so you can't just be saying that everything that you touch is gold, right? I feel like you need to be honest when things maybe don't match up. And it's okay to give an honest review, whether it's good or bad. Doesn't mean you have to be a dick about it, right? Just, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people like influencer became the theme to be without, and like the word itself kind of lost meaning there for a little bit because everyone wanted to be an influencer without really knowing what that meant. And I think we're finally like swinging back to understanding that, like, oh no, influencer marketing is great because like people trust you, people are taking your word for it, and that means you can't just share or be part of everything, because if you're part of everything, you're part of nothing.
Exactly. You don't stand for anything,
Hmm.
right? If it just has no value. And that's where your ethical practices come in, right? Because that's how you build your long-term relationships. If you're ethical in the way that you do your business, and the way you treat your customers, then that's going to make them want to stick around and, be a lifetime customer. So maybe, they have something and they run its course with it, but then you bring something else to the table, they're going to be more willing to look at it because they already trust and believe you.
Yep. And that's where email lists really come in handy. And that's why people say, build your list. That's where you're going to make your money. 57% of consumers, I believe, are more likely to buy a product after clicking on an affiliate link, which is why it's super important to have well placed and trustworthy content. So, what that means is, they liked your video, they went from your video to your link, they liked the link, they bought. Super important that it all matches what you're saying, what you're talking about, what your advert is. If you're doing ads, matches what the product is, all those kind of things. And then I am not one of these people, but 72% of you say that you rely on online reviews
I
before
am one
making a
of them.
purchase.
Yep.
Yeah, which is huge. Like I said, I tend not to look at reviews because my take is usually that like the honest reviews are people who are pissed off. So they're going to be bad. But that's not to say that reviews aren't there for a reason, and they are super important. So If you're running a program, asking for reviews is awesome, but also if you're just starting out, having reviews off to begin with can help too, because some people, some bots will use reviews as a way to like try to get you to work with them, or just talk trash to talk trash. So be really cognizant when you start out of how you're getting your reviews.
Oh yeah.
And then people tend to spend more on affiliate links too, and part of that is because usually an affiliate link leads to a funnel which has upsells and things like that. But on average, most people who are going to an affiliate link from someone they trust spend 10% more than other links or just people who randomly have come across you.
Well, yeah, because they've already got that trust factor going in, and if they just came upon you, right?
Yeah.
So that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And then we already talked about, UGC and influencer marketing in the last couple of years, especially since COVID, has gotten huge. 88% of consumers have made buying decisions based on influencer recommendations. And I work with some luxury brands here in Phoenix, and I can absolutely say that, yeah, there's a podcaster that anytime he mentions one of the products I work with, sales skyrocket.
Which makes sense, right? I mean, if your friend tells you this is awesome, you're more likely to look at it, unless it's a movie recommendation, then you probably file it away and never ever watch it because for whatever reason that happens.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
You should totally do this.
I don't watch movies, so I get it too.
So, there's some things that you can do, right? And I mean, the first one is obviously be transparent. Okay, you're going to clearly disclose your affiliate links. Whether you're talking or in a YouTube, right? You put it, if you're going to put up any links, you're going to put it in the description. If you're doing a blog post, you need a disclaimer. Always have your disclaimer available, whether it's email or whatnot, because that way they know. And I mean, the reality is people don't have to buy from you. But if you're honest with them that, hey, if you do choose to buy this product, I will make a small commission and it's not going to cost you any more to do that. That's really, it's not a super crazy thing that you have to do. You're just being honest, right? You can just say this post contains affiliate links and I may earn a commission. So no big deal.
Yeah, I have bought products that I don't necessarily like or really want just because I know it helps the creator.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've bought in books for the same reason, right? It's not necessarily that, it might not be my type of reading, but I really like the person and I really think that it's important that their work gets, out there and that they make a sale. So yeah, I'm going to go and buy some books and whatever. And that works out for me because now I have more books. You do want to place your disclosures near to your affiliate links if you can. Just because that's for visibility and also for compliance reasons, right? That's important to make sure that you're not making it in like 5-point font at the very bottom of everything and stuff like that. You want to try and make sure that you're putting it out there and obvious for people. A lot of times blogs will have it at the very top and then again at the bottom, right? So
I think mine has it at the bottom.
Yep. So, and then the next thing you want to do is obviously promote products that you believe in. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. If you don't believe in it, how are you supposed to gain the trust of other people?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to stand by your words. You're going to have to stand by your product. So if you are not confident in the product that you're trying to promote, then you probably shouldn't be promoting it. And I find that that's where it's a little bit difficult for some people who maybe get an affiliate link for something that they've never actually tried, or they've only tried the very, very high top, very skim the top level of it. So they actually don't know the depth of what it is that they're actually selling. And that can be a problem because if you're not willing to invest in whatever it is that you're trying to sell, why would someone buy from you?
Yeah.
And then the reviews, share your honest reviews. Like we say, be honest about it, right? Provide the balance. There's pros and cons to everything. So if you're going to do reviews, maybe you do reviews for products, like for like websites or hosting or any of that kind of stuff, or services of some kind. this is a way where you can actually promote the products by providing reviews, honest reviews. I think we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Might have been 3. But but you got to do pros and cons. You have to be honest, again, and make sure you got your links there. And share your stories, right? If there's something you've used this product and it's helped you in some way, or you really like it because it's, you bought this pan and it's like super tough and nothing sticks to it, awesome. Share that information, because that's the kind of stuff the people who want to follow you and buy from you, that's the kind of information they're going to want, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of where the like, oh, I do Amazon reviews for 2 hours a day and I make, XYZ. That's kind of where those videos come from, but be aware that like you're not gonna become a millionaire doing 2 hours of Amazon reviews a day. You're just not. Now doing those reviews can lead to multiple sources of income if you're getting paid for reviews, and then you're also getting, you have an affiliate link, and when they buy, you get a commission. Like there are ways that you will, you can make money from that. But it's generally not as easy or as passive as they like to make it sound.
Nothing really is. I mean,
Yeah.
so what's the next thing that we've got on our list here? Oh,
Value.
yeah.
Yes. So, content that educates and solves problems is value content because you are giving information, right? So, tutorials, how-to guides, detailed case studies, all these kinds of things can help people have not only confidence in the product, but really see if it's for them, right? Because I talk about it a lot, but let's say like a faceless YouTube channel, right? If there's this awesome AI program that helps you create and promote faceless YouTube content, but you want to be a TikTok star, that software isn't going to help you. And so if someone goes through and shows you like, oh yeah, this is how you can use it for faceless content, but it's not really great for TikTok, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I don't need that, right? But if it's something that's going to help boost your TikTok, then you're probably going to be super interested. So, and this is where social proof comes into play too, right? So we like social proof. Again, that's where UGC and reviews and things like that come in handy, because if it works for one person, great. If it works for 10 people, okay, it's probably pretty decent. If it's worked for 1 million people, there's a good chance it's going to work for you, right? So being able to make content around that and show the statistics and the data nerd stuff about how many people use it, how helpful it is, like how percentages that it boosts. Even if people don't understand the data, they like to see it. So I'm a data nerd. I love data. And you can highlight positive experiences. You can also talk about negative experiences, right? Sometimes the negative experiences are exactly what I talked about previously, is that like they bought the program for one thing and it's not designed for that. And it's okay to say like, hey, this person said this and I can see where they're coming from, but this program was never designed to do what they were wanting it to do. So you can rebuild it that way as well. And then engage. We talk about a lot and we're both terrible at. I think we're getting better, but
getting better. It's progress. Right? Progress, not perfection.
Yes. Gotta engage, right? So respond to questions, respond to comments, especially if it's about...
Good morning, Provat.
Nice. Hi. Especially if it's about the product, right? If you do a product review video and somebody asks a question, like don't shy away from it. To keep transparency, answer it publicly. But it's okay to say like, hey, this could be a really in-depth answer. Can I message you and then maybe like circle back and do a reply video so that everybody can get the answer or something like that?
Yeah.
And address the negative ones as well constructively. We talk about this a lot. Don't just clap back. Because it shows that like maybe someone points out a negative that you missed and you're like, oh, you know what? You're right. That is a thing. And let's talk about it. Or you can be like, I didn't actually experience that. Can you tell me more about why you're saying that, kind of thing? And then that builds your engagement, but it also builds your trust because you're willing to, address the negatives.
Yeah. And it's, I've seen many an author lose their mind over a negative review, and sometimes the reviews are absolutely redonkulous. Like, it came improperly bound, or it was, and it's like I have no control over that as an author, right? So sometimes, or I didn't like the subject matter, and you probably should have read more information about it before you bought it.
Yeah.
Right? So those kinds of things you just go, whatever, and you let it be, because those are things that you can't really address, right? So if it's something that's not actually related to your product, maybe you just hide that comment, because keeping it but hiding it, which you can do on a lot of social platforms, still has engagement without it being all over the place. But if it's something that's actually makes sense, or something that's a valid concern, you can address it without losing your mind over it, because just because you think it's the most wonderful thing in the world, maybe it's not the right thing, or maybe there's something that they're missing that you can help them with, right? And so, lead with an open hand, not with a fist, especially when we're talking about that kind of stuff. And then this is something that everybody and their dog talks about, and that is staying consistent. You want to set your schedule, publish your content, try to make it, quality content. Don't just post memes for like the next 6 weeks or something like that, or nothing but quotes, unless you're a quote page and that is how you're doing it. But if that's all you're posting, you're probably not going to get the engagement that you want. And as I've said before, consistency within your own abilities, right? So if you can't be on your phone or on your computer posting 5 times a day and doing 3 reels and 2 stories every day, then don't do that. Figure out what works for you and be consistent about that. Because if you try to overdo it, you'll burn out so fast and you won't care. And you'll be like, this doesn't work and I'm leaving. And it's because you're overwhelmed. And there are people who have made a crap ton of money in like 3 months, who've gone on and then they just disappear because they're burnt out, because they did do all the things. They did exactly, what a lot of these strategies suggest, which is, high volume posting and traffic. And that's fine. And yeah, they made the money, but then they were just so exhausted and so burnt out. And they're like, this is not what I got into this for. Right. And, my peace of mind is more important. So don't put that pressure on yourself if you are not that person. Just be consistent. So if you only post on Wednesdays and Fridays, then only post on Wednesdays and Fridays. And, every so often throw one extra in there if you feel like it. But, be consistent with those 2 days.
Yeah. And I think that's where not niching down too much works to your advantage, right? Because, like, let's say, Fridays, obviously we do this. So Fridays for my page is typically very driven on helping people, get better with affiliate marketing, digital marketing, those kind of things. But the rest of the week, I'm posting, maybe some helpful stuff for business people, but also dog content, also ice bath content, also my fitness content, right? And like, that's where not being a one-dimensional entity on Facebook comes in handy. Like, it's okay to be a 3-dimensional marketer. It's okay to let people see kind of like your personal life, especially if the products that you're promoting are things that you use in your everyday life.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily need to share your entire freaking life, right? Like, you can have your privacy.
Yeah, there's always a balance.
Yeah. But it can work to your advantage, because then you're not going, oh, what do I need to post? What do I need to post? Just like, oh, my dog's in the kitchen waiting for scraps. Let me post this real fast because it's cute, right? So.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, certain areas are gonna, depending on what platform you're on, the demands are gonna be different, right? So, I mean, if you're truly more of a text person, you're not into the whole Reels thing, then go to Threads. Go to Threads for your social media, create a blog, and then do those 2 things, because you need to work within the boundaries that you're comfortable with, because you can't be something you're not. Now, it doesn't hurt you to step outside your boundaries and test things, but if it's really uncomfortable for you, don't do it. Like, if you're never going to be great at Reels because it's too much work and it's too much stress and it makes you feel ick, then don't do it. There are other ways to do it. So I think that's really important, because there's a lot of push from gurus and people to be something that maybe you're just not. And I prefer you to be who you are and succeed within that realm. instead
Yeah.
of trying to be something you're not, because that success will be hard fought and you probably won't enjoy it when you get there anyways. So
Yep. Yeah, I love to write, but it's so much easier for me just to do a vlog real fast than actually sit down and write a blog post, because when I'm on video, I can just speak. And if I like double back or whatever, it doesn't bother me. But if I'm writing it and I have to double back, and like it becomes a nightmare. And then I have 5 paragraphs that are really good, and then like a 2 sentence ending, and people are like, oh, I would have thought there'd been more, because like my train of thought just stops. So like vlog videos, reels are so much easier for me. But I enjoy blogging. I'm very critical of myself, I think, when it comes to blogging. But yeah, you definitely got to work with what you're comfortable with, right? And like most people are not going to be comfortable off the bat on video.
no.
Like I wasn't. I started with live video, video tours of houses essentially, and that was easier because half of it was pointing at the house, not me. But like that's how I learned. Like just have a conversation. Like that's all it is. When you're on video, you're just having a conversation.
Yeah,
And
doing
that
lives
made it a lot
actually helped
easier.
me too. That was the thing. Like doing reels, I still struggle sometimes because I want perfection, right? But when I'm going live, I'm actually much better off. You get this, and this is what you get, and like it or leave, right?
Yep.
But and so I found that going doing lives actually really helped me be more comfortable in front of the camera. But it's the same with public speaking. I mean, I did a lot of public speaking when I was younger. um it didn't mean that I wasn't nervous when I got up there. Every time I got up there, I could feel the in here. But once I started, I was good.
Hmm.
So things that you want to focus on. Obviously, we've talked about these. So you want your transparency, right? Make sure your disclosures are front and center, easy to find, and a standard practice in all your stuff. Oh, pardon me. And then authenticity, choose your products that align with your values and things that you actually have tried and liked and all that stuff. And, that you really honestly believe will benefit your audience.
Oh yeah. And quality content, right? Focus on creating valuable, engaging, and educational content, not just silly stuff that, is fun. Like the silly stuff is great. It's a great way just to have fun with making videos and experimenting with things. But if you want that engagement, it's got to be something that's going to spark some kind of interest in people, either to comment or to look at what you're doing. Then social proof, like we said, testimonials, reviews, case studies are all really great. I use these a lot with Ice Wellness to talk about the benefits of ice bath with different autoimmune diseases and things like that. Case studies are perfect for that because it's the data, it's not opinion.
Yeah. And then the last one is ethical practices, right? Don't be a dick. Don't lie.
Or a liar.
Yeah. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't scam. Don't be aggressive in a way that is, unnecessary. Behave yourself, right? You don't want people to treat you poorly, so don't treat people poorly. And, the dollar shouldn't be a reason for you to behave badly. So, maintain your ethical practices and, just be a high value person. It doesn't take a lot to actually be a good person. So, and when you're selling, you're gaining the trust of somebody and having them open their wallet to you. So just make sure that it's worth it for them to do so. Because, yeah, unless you're a con man, whatever.
Right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I think that is almost it for today.
I think so too.
Yeah, so basically, if you implement these strategies, keeping in mind the stats and how important and valuable that it is, um, you know, it's really going to help your business in the long run and in the short run, right? You start building that trust, you're going to find that people are going to be more willing to listen to you and open their wallets to you. So,
Yeah. And that could even mean on social media and blogging, right? Like there's a lot of blog sites where you can give tips to the creators, or like Facebook, you can give stars. So it doesn't even have to be from your affiliate links that income is necessarily going to come for no like and trust. It could be from those little things as well. Super
Yep.
thanks on YouTube. I've done super thanks to a few creators that I don't necessarily think that being part of their subscription is worth it, but they've done a video that I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is what I needed. And like, so there's ways beyond that if you have that no like and trust, that you
Yeah.
can get some income streams going too. So
Yeah, because I mean, a couple of bucks just to say, dude, that was super helpful, right? Is nice. That's just one more thing that helps the person that's creating it, that's put in the time and the effort. And so, yeah, like you say, it doesn't have to all be just from a sale. But
yeah.
any rate, so that is all, and that is everything for today. If you found this helpful, please drop a comment, share, and hit that subscribe button. Your feedback is super helpful in growing this channel.
And of course, if you have any questions or if there's any specific thing that you would like us to talk about, drop that in the comments too. Happy Friday!
Happy Friday, everyone.